What's up, guys? It's Michael from the Goalkeepers Union. Today, I'm bringing this video today to discuss 1v1s. I want to create this series of breaking down goalkeeping techniques, decision making, more on the sort of analytical coaching side. I want this to be almost as if you're sitting in the film room with your fellow goalkeepers, goalkeeper coach, potentially even assistant and head coaches, and discussing different game clips, film, strategy, etc. So let's get right into it. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So this is our Goalkeepers Union community. Spoken a lot about this. We created this community as a way to give goalkeepers the tools and resources that I and many other goalkeepers wish that we would have had earlier on in our careers. So here's our complete GK training program. Here's our particular 1v1 section. We're going to talk about this distance guide that I've got in here. We also have our PDF with 1v1 drills and videos. Don't worry, this is a video just so that you can see. Not sure why it shows up. And yes, it is fine. So you can see everything. Boom. So here's me and two of our goalkeepers working on 1v1 decision making. Give you a different glimpse of ideas of sort of some of the programs that we see. Really well executed block from this is our goalkeeper Gabe here. And we've got other drills and videos in there for you to learn and work on. So there's a lot of talk of 1v1s in the game today. The spread block technique is probably the biggest thing that we've seen progress over recent years. I think the answer to how to deal with 1v1s is going to change based on your individual characteristics. For me, that's the beauty of goalkeeping is that no two situations are the same, no two goalkeepers are the same. So there really is no right answer. This information is more to guide you and help give you different tools in your toolbox so that when the situations do arise, you know what to deal with. For me, the development of 1v1s comes through executing game-like repetitions, as we just saw in that clip there. Everything's very live, realistic to what you might see in a game, of course, without defenders, but try to make it as live as possible and learn what works best for you. Is it staying on your line and reacting? Is it closing the angle as quick as possible, forcing the striker to make a save? Is it potentially stepping forward and then stopping and setting? So there's no one right answer. Every situation is going to be different. And these drills are meant to force that decision making and ultimately produce mistakes. A lot of goalkeepers, they hear that say, why would you want to produce mistakes? But mistakes are going to be precisely the thing that you can learn from on how to build that good intuition of dealing with 1v1. So let's look at this distance guide. This was from a MLS seminar looking at the different types of 1v1. So we got from 0 to 3 yards, looking at what I like to call a short block, but here it says narrow block. And then, of course, if you can go with your hands and smother, you want to go and do that. So I'm going to pull up this clip here of where I do that. Now, I wouldn't say it's particularly a 1v1 type clip. It's similar, but I'll let it play through so you guys can see. I know it's a bit blurry, so hang with me. All right, let's play it one more time through. By the way, this was against Miami FC in a spring game, so really good competition and playing against, top level players was really, really cool. So as you can see here, ball gets played through kind of in behind. Immediately, I'm on the front foot knowing that, hey, I can come get this ball. I think as a goalkeeper, the only time you should actually go with your hands is when you know that you're going to make contact with the ball. You see a lot of goalkeepers get to the ball late, striker touches it wide, and then it's a penalty. So as you can see, run out quickly, basically a 50-50, but I know here that I can get this ball and thankfully timed it well to where I didn't clip the striker and secured it really nicely, basically avoiding any potential 1v1 threat. So if we go back to the chart here, then from 3 to 8 yards, we look at again a potential narrow block if it's on the shorter side. Again, can we smother? Can we control the ball with our hands? And then if we can't, can we spread wide shape, hands, feet, shoulder square, etc. Again, that spread's going to look different for every single goalkeeper. Now, I don't really have I would say, clean spread clip that I can show you guys, at least from my own. But what we will look at is that's the next one. So here was a clip against Inter Miami, UPSL. Kind of weird ball comes in, striker makes, or whoever that is, maybe the eight makes a good run. Immediately you can see here I'm on the front foot ready to come out and close that angle. But what you'll realize is that as he's about to shoot, now my feet stop. They set. And I'm not going into it's kind of a block, it's more of a reaction, I would say. I came through a generation where we weren't really taught this. So it's a bit, I would say now developing that intuition as I spoke about earlier. But as you can see, coming out, feet get set, and now sort of making yourself big as possible and reacting and get pretty lucky to make a pretty good save. So ultimately, if you feel like for me, the trigger that I use, if I feel like it's close enough to where I can't react, but it's close enough to know that I can affect the play by spreading and making myself as big as possible, that's when I will go into that big spread, as you can kind of see from this picture here with the goalkeeper. And then the next one we'll talk about is basically 8 yards. Actually, before we get to that, I'll show you this other clip that I have where it's kind of a reaction as well, but so we'll see here. Pretty tragic defending here, but it's okay. So again, did pretty well to react there, but that's another one where maybe if you can step up, close the angle, and just spread, you get the same result. But for me, the striker was in control of the ball the whole time and trusted myself enough to react. And then we'll just let this one play through again. Striker's ready to shoot. I personally think on a 1v1, if you can close the angle as quick as possible, it's always, of course, going to give you your best chance of success, but we know that that's not always feasible. So then we'll go to this 8 yard reaction save. Basically, anything that's further than that 8 yards where you can't affect the distance, you can't close that angle. That's where then you just need to hold your spot, stay big, and try to make a really good save. So, uh, not sure why Loom was getting pulled up there. Let's go back to the cap cut and then we'll look at this save here. So, ball gets played in across. Now, what I want, or at least what I was noticing during this position, and what I want you to notice is that as he takes his touch in, I feel the defender closing this space. So for me, there's no real need to come out. I feel like because he's still kind of at the top of the box here, and by the time he ends up shooting this ball, my defender almost ends up getting a block on it. So we'll let it play through again. So when he takes a shot, that's about probably 8 yards, right? Just in front of the six, in a really good spot to where I can cover, both positions, stay really big, and get a pretty strong hand to make the save there. So quick little breakdown. I like to use my clips because I can tell you what I was thinking through them and what I remember, but you can take this information and apply it to when you watch professional goalkeepers and you look at the type of 1v1 saves that you make. So if you need help with your 1v1s, drop some comments. If you want to join our community, if you want to work with me directly, get into the community. We offer one-on-one coaching services, film analysis, plus all the training program information that I mentioned to you here. So thank you guys very much. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope that I can be an integral piece in your goalkeeping development. See ya.